Transition level 100, advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact, you have information Victor. NOI by International Airport, information Victor. 1330 Zulu. Wind 160 at 7. Visibility 4. Sky conditions, view at 3,000 feet. Temperature 33. Dew point 26. QNH 1000. Density altitude 2500 feet. Arriving and departing runways 11 right, 11. EE30 Zulu. Wind 160 at 7. Visibility 4. Sky conditions.
Vietnam Airlines 7169er, contact Hanoi Center on 128.15.
Over to Hanoi Center on 128.15, Vietnam Airlines 7169er.
Bamboo 135, contact Hanoi Center on 128.15.
Refueling.
Over to Hanoi Center on 128.15, Bamboo 135.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Bamboo 193, Giang approach, you're coming in loud and clear.
(330 Zulu). Wind 160 at 7. Visibility 4. Sky conditions, view at 3,000 feet. Temperature 33.
Fuel truck is in position.
China Eastern 868, bring copy for clearance to Zulu Lima X-ray Yankee.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
Bamboo 1903 radio check.
Clear to Zhenyang after departure fly radio vectors to November Bravo 290, then as well departure runway 29, Lima initial climb to 3,000 feet, departure on 125.1, squawk in 1726, and we have information Oscar. China Eastern 868.
Bamboo 1903, Noi by clearance. You're coming in loud and clear.
Bamboo 1903 with information Victor. Request IFR clearance to Da Nang. We have information Victor.
I'll grab that clearance. Give me just a minute. I'm working on that clearance. Stand by. Bamboo 1903, information Victor is current. Clear to Da Nang via the Nam Ha, Hanoi 3 Alpha departure, then is filed. Departure runway 11 right, initial climb to 7,000, departure on 125.1, squawk 6275.
Clear to Da Nang via Nam Ha, Hanoi 3 Alpha departure, then is 5 departure runway 11 right. Initial
Please
climb to
use your airplane
7,000,
fuel system
departure
to
on
send the desired fuel
125.1,
quantity.
squawk 6275, Bamboo 1903.
Bamboo 1903, read back correct. Ground is on 121.9 safe flight, sir.
121.9, Bamboo 1903. Good day, bye bye.
Captain Viet Vong Vey, boarding has started and the first passengers are now aboard the plane. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome aboard Bamboo Airways Flight 193, heading to Da Nang. We're thrilled to have you with us today. Please take your seats according to your boarding passes and stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you. If you need any assistance, feel free to reach out to our lovely crew members who are here to help you.
We're ready to go when you are.
Thank you and enjoy your flight.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to welcome you aboard our flight. When you find your seat, please be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bin. Smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. Unless you're in the front row, please place all of your items.
6273, Noi by ground, pushback and engine start approved. Information Lima is current.
After you put your carry-on items in the overhead bin,
Vietnam Airlines 265, contact tower on 118.4.
that way other passengers can get by. You're seated in an emergency exit row. Please review the exit seating responsibilities and the safety cards provided for you. Please make sure that you are able and willing to perform these actions. If you're not, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be reseated. Feel free to use your cell phones during the rest of the boarding process, but we do ask that laptops, tablets, and any other larger electronic devices are sealed once you depart. Thank you and welcome aboard. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 193. Our flight time will be roughly 55 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Flight attendants, please prepare cabin for departure and cross-check.
boarding requested. Passengers boarding starting.
Ground, Vietnam Airlines 786, taxi to the ramp.
Good evening.
Vietnam Airlines 786, taxi to parking via Papa 8, cross runway 11 right, then Sierra 8, Victor 8, Whiskey 11. Papa 8, cross runway 11 right, then Sierra 8, Victor 8, Whiskey 11, Vietnam Airlines 786.
May I see your boarding pass?
Bamboo 1903 ready for push and start.
Bamboo 1903, northbound ground, push and start approved, face west.
Push and start through facing west, Bamboo 1903. Before start checklist, parking right set, sector speed and thrust V1150 via 153, V2 155, flex time 67 degrees Celsius set, windows closed, beacons on before start checklist complete.
Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome aboard Bamboo Airways Flight 193, heading to Da Nang. We are thrilled to have you with us today. My name is Astrid Hansen, and I am your lead flight attendant.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for
Joining
pushback.
me in the cabin are my wonderful colleagues, Lars, Ingrid, and Bjorn. Our captain for this flight is Viet Vung Ve, and our first officer is Khan Tran. We expect a flight time of approximately 55 minutes, cruising at an altitude of 34,000 feet. Now, let's go over some important safety information. First, please ensure that your seatbelt is
Departure
fastened
check
low
completed.
and tight across
Bypass
your
pin
lap.
inserted.
To release it, simply lift the buckle. In case of turbulence, please keep your seatbelt fastened while seated. In the unlikely event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from the panel above you. To use the mask, pull it towards you to start the flow of oxygen, place it over your nose and mouth, and secure the elastic band
Locking
behind
gear.
your head. Remember to put on your own mask before assisting others. For our water landing procedures, life vests are
VJ
located under
179
your
are ready to
seats.
taxi.
To use them, pull the vest out.
Vietjet
slip it over
179er,
your head,
taxi to runway
and
11 right
straps
via
together.
Victor.
Inflate the vest by pulling the red tabs or by blowing into the tubes. In terms of emergency exits, there are 2 exits at the front of the cabin, 2 over the wings and 2 at the rear. Please take a moment to locate the nearest exit, which may be behind you. We also want to remind you that smoking is not permitted on this flight, and please refrain from using your electronic devices until you are airborne. Once we reach cruising altitude, we will be offering a selection of items from the Bamboo Airways
Release
shop,
parking brakes,
so
please.
keep an eye out for that.
The Asia
Thank you
645,
for your
push and start
attention. We
approved.
hope you enjoy the flight.
Commencing push.
Pushback approved. Sky Air Asia 645.
Vietnam Airlines 618, taxi to parking via Sierra 8, Victor 8, Victor, Whiskey 14.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
Hân hạnh chào đón quý khách trên chuyến bay của Bamboo Airways, hãng hàng không của sự hiếu khách.
Welcome aboard Bamboo Airways, the airline of hospitality.
Kính thưa quý khách, vì an toàn của chuyến bay, kính mời quý khách theo dõi hướng dẫn về an toàn trên máy bay.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the safety of the flight, may we have your attention for the safety demonstration?
Khi đã lên máy bay, đề nghị quý khách không hút thuốc dưới mọi hình thức.
Once on board, any type of smoking is strictly prohibited.
Các thiết bị điện tử phải được tắt nguồn hoặc chuyển sang chế độ máy bay trong suốt hành trình bay.
Electronic devices must be turned off or switched to flight mode during the flight.
Quý khách lưu ý, không sạc pin các thiết bị điện tử trong quá trình máy bay lan cất và hạ cánh.
Charging electronic devices is not allowed during taxi, takeoff, and landing.
Trong quá trình máy bay lan cất và hạ cánh, quý khách cài dây an toàn, dựng thẳng lưng ghế, đúng bàn ăn, xếp gọn chân ghế và màn hình.
During taxi, takeoff, and landing, you are requested to fasten your seatbelt, set seat back upright, secure tray table, footrest, and monitor.
Quý khách đặt hành lý trong ngăn đựng phía trên hoặc xếp gọn dưới ghế phía trước.
Carry-on luggage is requested to stow under the seat in front of you or in the overhead lockers.
Không để hành lý trong lối đi, khu vực cửa thoát hiểm, dưới chân
Thai Air Asia 645, taxi to runway 11 right via Whiskey 11, Victor 8, Sierra.
Leg must be clear of any luggage.
Quý khách cài dây an toàn.
11 right via Whiskey 11 Victor 8 Sierra Thai Air Asia 645.
Dây an toàn được cài như sau. Cài hai đầu
Waiting your
khóa vào nhau,
confirmation
nối
for a
vai
good
dây
engine
vào
start.
đầu dây móc. Quý khách bắt chéo dây ngang người, cài đầu móc vào khóa, kéo một đầu dây để siết chặt và mở bằng cách
Cockpit
nhấp
to
hoặc bấm
ground.
đầu khóa.
We have a good
Nếu
engine
quý khách
start.
cùng trẻ em
You
hoặc
can
người
disconnect.
an toàn nối dài, vui lòng
Unlocking
liên hệ
gear.
với nhân viên hàng không để được trợ giúp. Quý khách vui lòng cài dây an toàn và để dây trong tầm nhìn để tiếp viên hàng không kiểm tra an toàn quan khách.
Distribution of infant seatbelt or extension belt will be provided by cabin crew. Please make sure your seatbelt is fastened and visible to the cabin crew. Whenever seatbelt sign is on, please fasten your seatbelt and keep it while you are seated. Your safety belt is fastened like this. Insert the metal buckle into the other for additional shoulder. Cross the belt in front of your body. Then hook the metal buckle
contact tower on 118.2.
by lifting the buckle or pressing
Switching
on
to
the lock.
tower via Jet 179er.
Trường hợp mất áp suất, mặt nạ dự khí sẽ rơi xuống từ phía trên ghế ngồi và trong phòng vệ sinh. Quý khách kéo mạnh mặt nạ để có dự khí, đeo mặt nạ lên mũi và miệng, choàng dây qua đầu, siết chặt.
In case of decompression,
Tow truck
oxygen
disconnected.
mask will be
Bypass pin
placed from the
removed.
cabin seat
Ground
and
Vietnam
in the
Airlines
lavatory.
920,
Hold
taxi to the
your
ground.
smartphone
Left is clear,
down
right is
to
clear.
start the flow of oxygen. Place it over your nose and mouth. Wear the plastic band over your head, then tighten it.
Quý khách hãy đeo mặt nạ cho mình trước, rồi giúp
Vietnam Airlines 920, taxi to parking via Papa H, cross runway 11 right, then Sierra 8, Victor 8, Victor.
Hệ thống đèn chỉ lối thoát hiểm sẽ dẫn quý khách đến cửa thoát hiểm.
Papa 8, cross runway 11 right, and Sierra 8, Victor, Vietnam Airlines 920.
8 cửa thoát hiểm, 2 cửa phía trước, 4 cửa ở giữa và 2 cửa phía sau. Quý khách lưu ý xác định cửa thoát hiểm gần nhất và
Bamboo
các điểm băng chỉ
193
dẫn
ready
đến
for
các
taxi to runway 11
2 at
right.
the front, 4 at the middle, and 2 at the rear. Please identify your nearest emergency exits with marked signs.
áo phao được đặt dưới ghế ngồi của quý khách hoặc phía dưới bên cạnh ghế.
Bamboo 1903, taxi to runway 11 right via Victor, Victor 1, Sierra 1.
Không được làm phòng áo khi ở trong
Runway
khoang khách.
11 right via
FSO
Victor,
hidden
Victor
under
1,
your seat
Sierra
or
1,
below,
Bamboo
next to your seat. When
193.
instructed by cabin crews, remove it from its location and package. Put on the life vest and secure it
Clear
carefully.
outside,
Do
clear
not
outside,
inflate the
Roger
life vest
Zero,
in the
flight
cabin.
control
Ngay
check.
tại cửa,
Fill
quý
up.
khách làm phòng áo bằng cách giật mạnh
Pull
tay
out.
nhựa và thổi vào ống màu đỏ.
At exit, pull the tag firmly downwards or blow its mouthpieces to inflate it.
Trên áo phao có còi và đèn để lôi cuốn sự chú ý.
There are a whistle and a light on your vest for attracting attention.
Quý khách lưu ý chỉ sử dụng áo phao trong trường hợp khẩn cấp hoặc khi tiếp viên hàng không yêu cầu. Áo phao trẻ em sẽ được cung cấp và hướng dẫn sử dụng bởi tiếp viên hàng không.
Life vests are used in case of emergency or when instructed by cabin crew only. Infant life vest will be provided and instructed by cabin crews.
Và bây giờ, quý khách đọc bản hướng dẫn an toàn được đặt trong túi ghế phía trước hoặc ngang bên cạnh.
And now, please read the safety briefing card in the seat pocket in front of you or next to your seat.
Trân trọng cảm ơn sự theo dõi của quý khách. Chúng tôi rất mong quý khách sẽ có trải nghiệm an toàn và thú vị trên các chuyến bay của Bamboo Airways.
Cabin is now
We thank
secure
you
for
for your
takeoff.
attention and we hope you have a great time on board with Bamboo Airways.
Taxi checklist, flight control check, flap setting config 3, radar and brake windshield on and no engine mode select normal, camera mode check up, no taxi checklist complete.
The cabin lights will be dimmed for departure and landing. If you require additional lighting, there's a reading light on the panel above you. We're ready for departure.
Attention all aircraft, whiskey now current UNH 1000. Bamboo 1903, contact tower on 118.4. Take care.
118.4 Bamboo 1903, good day, bye bye.
Vietnam Airlines.
Bamboo 193 ready for departure, runway 11 right.
Bamboo 193, Noi Bai Tower, runway 11 right, hold short of the runway, A354 mile final.
Roger, holding short, runway 11 right. Bamboo 193.
Bamboo 193, Noi Bai Tower, runway 11 right, winds 150 at 7, cleared for takeoff.
Winds 150 at 7, clear for takeoff, runway 11 right, Bamboo 193.
What is the departure frequency for 73?
273, contact departure.
Contacting departure 273.
Cabin crew, please take seats for departure. Lineup checklist, take up runway.
Cabin crew, take seats for departure.
TCAS,
All
TAI,
aircraft be
box 1
advised,
to
information
lineup
uniform is now
checklist.
current. QNH 1011. Clear, touch and go, 11 left, Ramrod 201.
FedEx 6001, contact Noi Bai approach on 120.075.
On 120.075 for FedEx 6001. Tower, Redcap 511, runway vacated at Sierra 6.
Redcap 511 taxi to parking at your discretion, good day.
Stabilize. Take off. Main flag 67 set, ARS runway, auto stroke.
Tiana 733, contact ground on 121.9er. Switching to ground, Asiana 733.
V1. Rotate. V2 check. What's the big line? Yep.
Bamboo 193, contact departure.
Contact departure, Bamboo 193, good day, airline. Good evening, departure, Bamboo 193, with you passing 1500, runway to 7,000 feet.
Bamboo 193, Noi Bai departure, radar contact. Climb via the SID to flight level 160.
Approach Malaysian 752 going round 11 right.
Malaysian 752, departure, roger. Execute missed approach. Give me 1 second.
Climb coming via the SID to flight level 160, Bamboo 193.
Leveling 180, descend 1500 until established on the localizer. Clear for left runway 11 right, approach Malaysian 752.
Malaysian 752, contact Noi Bai Tower on 118.4.
118.4, Malaysian 752 getting. NAM meeting 360, Walker 3675. Walker 3675, contact Hanoi Center on 128.15.
Gentlemen, we have now passed 10,000 feet. You may now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please from fast logic is not concentrated in the galley or near the laboratory. This aircraft is using onboard Wi-Fi.
Dear guests, we have just climbed above the safe altitude, and I am pleased to inform you that the use of electronic devices is now allowed. Feel free to connect to our onboard Wi-Fi service as well. We hope you enjoy your flight with Bamboo Airways Flight 193, heading to Da Nang. Thank you.
Once you have turned off the fast seatbelt sign, you can now get up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened in case of unexpected circumstances.
Noi Bai approach, Air Macau 982, flight level 100.
Air Macau 982, radar contact. Bamboo 193, climb flight level 330.
Climbing flight level 330. Bamboo 193.
Bamboo 193, contact Hanoi Center on 128.15.
Switching to Hanoi Center on 128.15. Bamboo 193. Hanoi Center, Bamboo 193, evening. Climbing past flight level 170, aiming for flight level 330.
193, Hanoi Center, identified. Chao Chi.
Flight level 361. Red Cat 511 Hanoi Center, roger. Hanoi Center, flight 11, reality for descent. Red Cat 511, descend and maintain flight level 240, report reaching 273, climb and maintain flight level 280. Climb and maintain flight level 280, 273. 273, climb and maintain flight level 300. Climb and maintain flight level 300, 273.
Flight level 340.
Climbing flight level 340. Bamboo 193.
9er Charlie Papa, right turn, heading 300, approved. Lot 6273, Hanoi Center climb and maintain flight level 240.
Climb and maintain flight level 240, lot 6273.
Charlie Papa, turn right, heading 275. 9er Charlie Papa, make a right, head on over to 275 and do it now. Approved. 9er Charlie Papa, turn right, heading 285.
Hanoi Center, Ethiopian 372-9er, flight level 170.
Ethiopian 372, 9er, radar contact.
Redcap 511, contact Noi-Bai approach on 121.0.
Noi-Bai approach on 121.0, Redcap 511, goodbye.
Flight level 245, descending to 2003.
Chanix 9er Charlie Papa, Hanoi Center, good evening. Cat 511, turn right, heading 345.
So now right heading 345, Red Cat 511.
Malaysia 753, contact Hanoi Center on 125.9er. Cat 511, turn right, heading 305.
let's get 511.
Bamboo 193. Expect the Kahaye 1 Foxtrot arrival. I'll start your descent in about 20 minutes.
Expecting the KT-1 Foxtrot arrival. Bamboo 193.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached cruising altitude and we will now begin our snack and drink service. Today we have some delightful options for you, including our delicious chicken salad and a refreshing fruit platter. After our service, we will also have articles from the Bamboo Airways shop available for you to browse. Thank you for flying with us on Bamboo Airways Flight 193, and we hope you enjoy your meal.
back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Charlie. Da Nang International Airport, information Charlie. 1400 Zulu. Line 360 and 2. Visibility 6. Sky conditions, view at 2000 feet, temperature 27. Dew 125.
3.
QNH 1006.
Thai.
Density
1
altitude
Foxtrot.
1600.
Arrival into Da Nang. When you're ready, descend. Flight level 260.
Cleared Kahaya 1 Foxtrot arrival into Da Nang. Descend flight level 260 when ready. Bamboo 193.
Bamboo 1903. Descend. Flight level 170.
Descending flight level 170, Bamboo 193.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now left our cruising altitude and have started our approach to Da Nang. We kindly ask everyone to return to their seats and fasten their seat belts. Please note that the use of lavatories is no longer allowed at this time. Thank you for your cooperation as we prepare for landing.
Descend. Flight level 090.
Descending flight level 090, Bamboo 193.
time. Please return your seat back to yourself.
Chi Minh. Control on 120.7.
Switching to Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.7. Bamboo 193. Ho Chi Minh Control, Bamboo 193 evening. Descending through flight level 160 for flight level 090.
Bamboo 193. Ho Chi Minh Control. Identify Châu Bùi Tối. Bamboo 193. Ho Chi Minh Control. Contact Da Nang approach on 120.45.
Switching to Da Nang approach on 120.45. Da Nang approach, Bamboo 193 evening. Descending through flight level 140 to flight level 090.
Bamboo 193, Da Nang approach identified. Good evening. Expect the ILS runway 35 right approach into Da Nang.
Expecting the ILS runway 35 right approach into Da Nang. Bamboo 193.
Please direct Kangoo Pacer 901 kilo.
Peter 901 kilo, climb flight level 210.
Climb flight level 210, Pacer 901 kilo.
Peter 901 kilo, climb flight level 260. Air America 146, turn right heading 160.
Turn right 160, Air America 146.
Red Cap 7, Papa Foxtrot, climb flight level 370.
Red Cap 7 Papa Foxtrot, we have engine failure and we level off at flight level 204 and resolve the problem. Call you back. Red Cap 7 Papa Foxtrot, we have an engine failure and we have leveled off at flight level 204. Resolving the problem and call you back.
Thai Air Asia 3312, climb flight level 290.
Climb flight level 290, Thai Asia 3312. 123.3, Thai Asia 3312.
Captain, cabin is ready.
Ladies
and gentlemen, we are now on our final approach into Da Nang. Please turn off your electronic devices and stow them until we arrive at the gate. Kindly move your tri-tables away. Ensure your seats are in their full upright position and fasten your seatbelts. Our Bamboo Airways staff on the ground will provide you
Peter
with
901
information
kilo, climb flight level 280.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Climb flight level 280, Pacer 901 kilo.
Peter 901 kilo, climb flight level 320.
Climb flight level 320, Pacer 901 kilo.
Red Cap 7, Papa Foxtrot, climb flight level 330. Bamboo 193, descend altitude 3600, turn right heading 180 vectors for the ILS runway 35 right approach.
Descend altitude 3,600. Turn right heading 180 for vectors to the ILS runway 35 right approach. Bamboo 193.
Riot Jet 568, contact Hanoi Center on 123.3. Peter 901 kilo, climb flight level 350.
Climb flight level 350, Pacer 901 kilo.
Unable, Transworld 178 heavy.
Transworld 178, maintain 9,000 feet for terrain clearance.
You betcha, maintaining 9,000, Transworld 178. Vietjet 976, contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.7.
Over to Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.7. Vietjet 976.
Level 260, Peter 901 Kilo.
Peter 901 Kilo, climb flight level 300.
Climb 5730, Peter 901 Kilo.
Bamboo 193, turn left heading 155.
Turning left, heading 155. Bamboo 193.
Vietjet 1313, contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.7.
Hi, Captain. Switching to Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.7. Here's Vietjet 1313.
Our checklist, Barrow Rep 1006 has seatbelts on, minimum 37. 229 set. All right off and channel setting normal project list commits.
Almost. You're almost ready to give me that
Terrain
instruction.
ahead.
Once we're clear of the mountains, I will let you know that we're clear for that descent. Transworld 178 heading.
Terrain ahead.
Terrain ahead.
Alright, we are
up.
clear of terrain, descending 4,000, Transworld 178 heavy.
Terrain ahead. Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Bamboo 193, turn right heading 185.
Turning right heading 185, Bamboo 193.
China Southern 323, contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.7. VHF 1313, contact VNT on center on 124.1.
Over to VNTN center on 124.1. VHF 1313.
Bamboo 193, turn left heading 145.
Left heading 145, Bamboo 193.
Bamboo 193, 5 miles from fire. Turn left heading 065, descend altitude 2600 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 35 right approach.
Left heading 065, descend 2600 until established on the localizer. Cleared ILS runway 35 right approach. Bamboo 193.
193, contact Da Nang Tower on 118.35.
118.35, Bamboo 193.
Hater 9er 1 kilo, contact departure.
Contact departure 120.45, Hater 9er 1 kilo. Bye bye. Contact departure 120.45, Hater 9er 1 kilo. Bye bye.
2,500.
Da Nang Tower. Winds calm, take off from my location will be at my own risk. Maintaining VFR at or below 1,500 feet. Helicopter Romeo Yankee.
All aircraft information Yankee is now current. QNH 1005. Hi, AirAsia 3312, contact departure.
Bamboo 193 on final runway 35 right.
Air America 502, welcome to Da Nang. Contact ground on 121.6. Bamboo 193, Da Nang Tower, runway 35 right, continue approach. Bamboo 193, Da Nang Tower, winds calm, runway 35 right, cleared to land.
Clear to land runway 35 right, Bamboo 193. Cabin crew, please take seat for landing. Landing checklist, economy landing.
Cabin crew, take seats for landing.
Check. Check.
Above.
Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide
100.
slow.
Check.
Glide slow. Too
40,
low. Terrain.
30, 20. Retard. 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 Retard.
Spoiler, reverse brake.
That landing was good.
Manual brakes.
currently about 29 degrees Celsius. You can now
Bamboo 193, welcome to Da Nang. Contact ground on 121.6.
stop in the seatbelt
121.6 Bamboo 193.
caution when opening the overhead bin as items may have
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have just landed at Da Nang International Airport. What a landing that was, huh? Excellent job by our captain VVNB. I'd say it was an 8 out of 10. Now, just a little fun fact about Da Nang. It's known for its beautiful beaches and the famous Marble Mountains. The weather here is quite lovely too, with a temperature of 29 degrees Celsius and a few clouds.
Bamboo 193, we are is clear up active runway 35 right. Request taxi to the gate.
On behalf of Captain VVNB, First Officer Khan Tran, and the entire crew, thank you for flying with Bamboo Airways Flight 193.
Bamboo 193, taxi to International Terminal 18 via Echo 4 Echo. Good day.
1A via Echo 4 Echo. Good day, Bamboo 193.
Reach 17, Type C-130 requesting IFR clearance to Victor Victor Tango Sierra.
I'll grab that clearance. Give me just a minute.
Red Cat 7 Papa Foxtrot, good day. We are on stand 3-4 with information Quebec requests IFR clearance to Victor Victor Charlie India.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
Clear to Victor Victor Charlie India via the full 1 Golf departure, then is 5 departure on runway 35 right. Initial climb to 3,000 feet, departure on 120.45, squawk 5725. Red Cat 7 Papa Foxtrot.
Da Nang, ground, good day, request IFR clearance to Bayun, Peter 91 Kilo.
I am working on that clearance. Stand by.
Please to Bayun via Bund to Alpha departure, then asphalt, departure runway 17 left, initial climb 4000, departure 120.45, squawk 5234, Peter 91 Kilo.
Clear to Dongwon via the Paper 2 Alpha departure, then is filed, departure runway 17 left. Initial climb 4000, departure on 120.45, squawk 4634, Taija 3312.
Peter 91 Kilo, contact tower on 118.35, safe flight.
Contact tower 118.35, Peter 91 Kilo, thank you, bye bye.
Captain, the cabin is ready for deboarding. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now parked at Da Nang International Airport, and on behalf of Captain VVNB, First Officer Khan Tran, and the entire crew, we wish you a wonderful stay here or a safe journey to your next destination. Thank you for flying with Bamboo Airways Flight 193. We hope you enjoyed your flight, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye.
Request pushback and start Pater 9 1 kilo.
Pater 9 1 kilo, pushback and start approved. Face south. Air America 133, contact tower on 118.35.
Roger, over to tower 118.35, Air America 133, good day.
Da Nang, good day, request IFR clearance to Guangzhou, Pater 9 1 kilo.
Catering vehicles.
Give me 1
are on
second
their
for
way.
that clearance.
G runways 35 right,
Da Nang
35
ground.
left.
This is helicopter Golf
Transition
Mike
level
Uniform
100,
Romeo Yankee.
advise on.
Bamboo 101 radio check.
And Da Nang Tower, Kaija 3312 is ready to copy IFR to Dan Muang.
Bamboo 101, Da Nang ground, loud and clear.
Bamboo 101 with information. Victor requests IFR clearance to Ho Chi Minh.
I'll have your clearance in just a second. Bamboo 101, information echo is current. Clear to Tan Sonyat via the Sati 1 Golf departure, then as filed. Departure runway 35 left, initial climb to 4,000, departure on 120.45 squawk 5472.
Clear to Tân Sơn Nhất via the Sadi 1 Golf departure, then as filed. Departure runway 35 left, initial climb to 4,000, departure on 120.45 squawk 5472. Bamboo 101.
Bamboo 101, read back correct.
Request pushback and start, Pater 9 1 kilo.
Pater 9 1 kilo, pushback and start approved.
Boarding has
Face north.
started and the first passengers are aboard the plane.
Pushback and start approved, face north.
Ladies and
Pater 9
gentlemen,
1 kilo.
welcome aboard Bamboo Airways Flight 101. We are delighted to have you with us today as we embark on our journey from Da Nang to Tan Son Nhat. Please take your seats according to your
Da Nang
boarding
ground,
passes
good morning, this is
and
November
stow your
905,
hand luggage
Papa
in the
Victor
overhead
Heavy with
bins
information
or under
uniform,
the seats in front of you. If you
requesting
need any
clearance
assistance,
for engine
feel
start.
free to reach out to our friendly crew. We're
Five
here
Papa
to
Victor,
help.
engine start approved.
Thank you for choosing Bamboo Airways, and we hope you have a pleasant flight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. This is your flight attendant speaking. At this time, please be sure to make sure all large carry-on items are in the open space and the small items are underneath in front of you. If you have any trouble or need any assistance, please don't hesitate to let a flight attendant know. If the overhead bin is full, please make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers. Please double check that all your items are put away so that the aisle is clear and other passengers can make their way to their seats. If you're in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the card in the seat back in front of you. If you're not able to comply with these actions, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be reseated. Now's the time to get out any last-minute text messages if you need to, but we ask that once you depart from stage, you put away any laptops or tablets. Thank you and welcome aboard. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 101. Our flight time will be roughly 59 minutes. Note the cabin doors now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not already, please fasten your seatbelt and verify it is low and tight across your lap. Your tray tables and seat backs must be in the full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare doors for departure, cross-check, verify straps, and stand by for all calls.
Boarding requested. Passengers boarding starting.
Request push back and start Pacer 9 1 kilo.
Pacer 9 1 kilo, push back and start approved. Face south.
evening. Good evening. May I see your boarding pass? Boarding pass, please. Good evening. Good evening. Hello. This way.
All aircraft information Foxtrot is now current. QNH 1006.
Bamboo 101 ready for push and start.
Bamboo 101, push and start approved. Face south.
Push and start through facing south. Bamboo 101.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Bamboo Airways Flight 101. We are thrilled to have you with us today as we embark on our journey from Da Nang to Changsong.
We're ready for pushback.
My name is Astrid Hansel, your lead flight attendant, and I am joined by our wonderful crew members, Lin, Min, and Hoa. Our captain for this flight is Viet Vung Ve, and our first officer is Kan Tran. We expect our flight time to be just under 1 hour, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Now, let's go over some important safety information. First, please fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal fitting into the buckle until you hear a click. To release it, simply lift the buckle. It's important to keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated, just in case we encounter any unexpected turbulence. In the unlikely event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from the panel above you. To use the mask, pull it towards you to start the flow of oxygen. Place it over your nose and mouth, and secure it with the elastic band. Remember to put on your own mask before assisting others. For those of you seated near the exits, please take a moment to locate your nearest emergency exit, which may be behind you. There are 2 exits at the front of the cabin, 2 over the wings and 2 at the rear. In the event of an emergency, follow the illuminated exit signs to reach the exits. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, life vests are located under your seats. To use the vest, pull it out, place it over your head, and secure the straps around your waist.
Vietnam Airlines 148A taxi departing via Echo 6 Echo.
Thank you for your attention, and we hope you have a pleasant flight with us today.
Commencing push. All
Captain
engines
Viet
clear.
Vong
Start
Vay,
at
the
will.
cabin is ready for departure.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
Hân hạnh chào đón quý khách trên chuyến bay của Bamboo Airways, hãng hàng không của sự hiếu khách.
Welcome aboard Bamboo Airways, the airline of hospitality.
Kính thưa quý khách, vì an toàn của chuyến bay, kính mời quý khách theo dõi hướng dẫn về an toàn trên máy bay.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the safety of the flight, may we have your attention for the safety demonstration?
Khi đã lên máy bay, đề nghị quý khách không hút thuốc dưới mọi hình thức.
Once on board, any type of smoking is strictly prohibited.
Các thiết bị điện tử phải được tắt nguồn hoặc chuyển sang chế độ máy bay trong suốt hành trình bay.
Electronic devices must be turned off or switched to flight mode during the flight.
Quý khách lưu ý, không sạc pin các thiết bị điện tử trong quá trình máy bay lăn, cất và hạ cánh.
Charging electronic devices is not allowed during taxi takeoff and landing.
Trong quá trình máy bay lăn, cất và hạ cánh, quý khách cài dây an toàn, dựng thẳng lưng ghế, đóng bàn ăn, xếp gọn chân ghế và màn hình.
During taxi takeoff and landing, you are requested to fasten your seatbelt, set seat back upright, secure tray table, footrest, and monitor.
Quý khách đặt hành lý trong ngăn đựng phía trên hoặc xếp gọn dưới ghế phía trước.
Carry-on luggage is requested to stow under the seat in front of you or in the overhead lockers.
Có để hành lý
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
trên các vách ngăn và phía sau chân của quý khách.
The aisle, the exit rows, the area under fixed bulkhead,
Cockpit to ground.
and behind your
We have a
leg
good
must
engine
be
start.
clear of any
You can
level.
disconnect.
Quý khách cài dây an toàn trong suốt thời
Unlocking
gian
gear.
bay và khi đèn hiệu cài dây an toàn được bật sáng, dây an toàn được cài như sau: cài hai đầu khóa vào nhau. Nếu vai ghế có thêm một đầu dây móc, quý khách bắt chéo dây ngang người, cài đầu móc vào khóa, kéo một đầu dây để siết chặt và mở bằng cách nhấc hoặc bấm đầu khóa. Nếu quý khách đi cùng trẻ em hoặc cần dây an toàn nối dài, vui lòng liên hệ với tiếp viên hàng không để được trợ giúp. Quý khách vui lòng cài dây an toàn và để dây trong tầm nhìn để tiếp viên hàng không kiểm tra an toàn quan khách.
Distribution of infant seatbelt or extension belt will be provided by cabin crew. Please make sure your seatbelt is fastened and visible to the cabin crew. Whenever seatbelt sign is on, please fasten your seatbelt and keep it while you are seated. Your safety belt is fastened like this. Insert the metal buckle into the other for additional shoulder belt. Cross the belt in front of your body, then hook the metal buckle into the lock. Tighten by pulling the strap and unfasten as the metal buckle
taxi to
or
the
pressing
gate.
on the lock.
2129er, taxi departing via Echo 6 Echo.
Và trong phòng vệ sinh, quý khách
Echo
cần mặc
6,
mặt nạ
Echo
cho quý vị,
2129er.
mặt nạ lên mũi và miệng, choàng dây qua đầu, siết chặt.
Bamboo
In case of
101,
decompression,
ready to
oxygen
taxi
mask
to
will be
runway
released from the cabin
35
ceiling and
left.
the lavatory. Pull the nearest mask firmly downward to start the flow of oxygen. Place it over your nose and mouth. Wear the plastic band over your head, then tighten it.
Quý khách hãy đeo mặt nạ cho mình trước, rồi giúp trẻ em và các hành khách khác ngồi cùng cần giúp đỡ.
Please put on your own mask first, then help the children.
Bamboo
and anyone
101,
nearby
ready
who
to
may
taxi
need
to
assistance.
runway
Trong trường hợp thoát
35
hiểm,
left.
hệ thống đèn chỉ lối thoát hiểm sẽ dẫn quý khách đến cửa thoát hiểm.
In case of evacuation, emergency light system will guide you to emergency exits.
Trong khoang khách có 8 cửa thoát hiểm, 2 cửa phía trước, 4 cửa ở giữa và 2 cửa phía sau. Quý khách lưu ý xác định cửa thoát hiểm gần nhất và các biển báo chỉ dẫn.
In the cabin,
Bamboo
there are 8
101,
exits, 2 at the front,
radio
4 at
check.
the middle, and 2 at the rear. Please identify your nearest emergency exits with marked signs.
Áo phao được đặt dưới ghế ngồi.
Bamboo 101, sounds great from here.
Được nhu cầu sử dụng, quý khách lấy áo ra khỏi
Bamboo
vị trí,
101,
xẻ vỏ
ready
bọc,
to
mặc áo
taxi
choàng
to
qua đầu
runway
và thắt chặt
35
dây
left.
quanh eo. Quý khách lưu ý không được làm phòng áo khi ở trong khoang khách.
Life vests are located under your seat or below, next to your seat. When instructed by cabin crews, remove it from its location and
Bamboo
package.
101, taxi to runway 35 left via Echo. Echo 1, cross runway 35 right, then Golf 1.
Và ống màu đỏ.
At exit, pull the tag
Runway
firmly
35 left
downwards
via
or
Echo,
blow it
Echo
to
1,
mouthpieces
cross
to
runway
inflate.
35 right, then Golf 1,
There are
Bamboo
a whistle and a light on
101.
your vest for attracting attention.
Quý khách lưu ý chỉ sử dụng Áo phao trong trường hợp khẩn cấp hoặc khi tiếp viên hàng không yêu cầu. Áo phao trẻ em sẽ được cung cấp và hướng dẫn sử dụng bởi tiếp viên hàng không.
Life vests are used in case of emergency or when instructed by cabin crew only. Infant life vest will be provided and instructed by cabin crews.
Và bây giờ, quý khách đọc bản hướng dẫn an toàn được đặt trong túi ghế phía trước hoặc ngăn bên cạnh.
And now, please read the safety briefing card in the seat pocket in front of you or next to your seat.
Trân trọng cảm ơn sự theo dõi của quý khách. Chúng tôi rất mong quý khách sẽ có trải nghiệm an toàn và thú vị trên các chuyến bay của Bamboo Airways.
We thank you for your attention, and we hope you have a great time on board with Bamboo Airways.
Please note the cabin lights will be dimmed for departure and landing. If you require additional lighting, there is a reading light on the panel above you.
Vietnam Airlines 7168, push and start approved.
The cabin is ready.
Bamboo 101, contact tower on 118.35, so long.
118.35, Bamboo 101, good day, bye-bye. Good evening, tower, Bamboo 101, Holy Short runway 35 left, ready for departure.
Bamboo 101, Da Nang Tower, runway 35 left, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, runway 35 left, Bamboo 101.
Bamboo 101, Da Nang Tower, runway 35 left, winds calm, cleared for takeoff.
Winds calm, clear for takeoff, runway 35 left, Bamboo 101. Cabin crew, please take seats for departure.
Okay, Captain, cabin crew, take seats for departure.
Hater 9er 1 kilo, contact departure.
Contact departure 120.45, Hater 9er 1 kilo, bye bye. Contact departure 120.45, Hater 9er 1 kilo, bye bye.
Stabilize. Check out. Main flag 67 set, ARS runway, Arthur's Go. Check.
Hi, Air Asia 3312, contact departure.
Over to departure. Have a good day. It's Asia 3212.
V1. Proceed. V2 check. Positive climb, yeah.
Bamboo 101, contact departure.
Contact departure, Bamboo 101. Good day, bye-bye. Good evening, departure, Bamboo 101, passing 1700, climbing to 4,000 feet.
Bamboo 101, Da Nang departure, radar contact, climb via the SID.
Climb via the SID, Bamboo 101.
Altitude restrictions cancelled. Golf 1 inform Tango then. Da Nang approach, helicopter Golf 1 uniform Tango Tango. Confirming altitude restrictions are cancelled. Climbing to 5000 feet. Golf 1 uniform Tango Tango.
Golf Mike uniform Tango Tango, climb altitude 5,000 feet. Thai Air Asia 3312, climb flight level 290.
Climb flight level 290, Taija 3312.
Danang approach. You've given me clearance to climb altitude 5,000 feet, and I'm doing so. Helicopter Romeo Yankee.
Helicopter Uniform Romeo Yankee, climb altitude 5,000 feet. Redcap 7, Papa Foxtrot, climb flight level 330.
Climbing flight level 330. Redcap 7, Papa Foxtrot.
Pater 901 Kilo, climb flight level 260.
Climb flight level 260, Pater 901 Kilo.
Pater 901 Kilo, climb flight level 300.
Climb flight level 300, Pater 901 Kilo.
China Eastern 2565, contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.7.
Over to Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.7, China Eastern 2565.
Redcap 7, Papa Foxtrot, climb flight level 370.
Redcap 7, Papa Foxtrot, we have engine failure and we level off at flight level 204 and resolve the problem. Call you back.
Bamboo 101, climb flight level 260.
Climbing to flight level 260, Bamboo 101.
You're now passing through 10,000 feet. You can now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder,
Dear guests, we are pleased to inform you that the use of electronic devices is now allowed. You can now connect to our onboard Wi-Fi service and enjoy your time.
Papa Victor, contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 134.05.
134.05, Papa Victor Heavy.
Pater 901 Kilo, climb flight level 350.
Climb flight level 350, Pater 901 Kilo. Departure good day, passing 1,800, climb to 4,000, Pater 901 Kilo. Please direct Kamgu, Pater 901 Kilo.
Danang approach, November 6518 Yankee with you at flight level 060. Unit 1016, November 6518 Yankee.
November 6518 Yankee, contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 134.05.
Over to 134.05, November 6518 Yankee.
Unable, Transworld 178 Heavy.
Transworld 178, maintain 9,000 feet for terrain clearance. Bamboo 101, climb flight level 310.
Approach helicopter Romeo Yankee, request altitude at or below 5,000 feet. Danang approach, the request was to climb altitude 5,000 feet for VFR, just to give us some space above the ocean. Helicopter Romeo Yankee.
101, contact Hanoi Center on 124.55.
Climb flight level 340, Kaiser 901 kilo.
Peter 901 Kilo, contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 134.05.
Contact Ho Chi Minh Control 134.05, Peter 901 kilo, bye-bye.
Bamboo 101, climb flight level 360.
Hanoi Center on 124.55, climbing to flight level 360, Bamboo 101. Hanoi Center on 124.55, climbing to flight level 360, Bamboo 101.
Okay, Captain. I acknowledge the altitude change to 36,000 feet for Bamboo Airways Flight 101.
Bamboo 101 with you passing flight level 190, climbing to flight level 360.
Bamboo 10. Hanoi Center identified. Good evening. Bamboo 101, Hanoi Center. Contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.7.
Switching to Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.7, Bamboo 101. Ho Chi Minh Control, Bamboo 101. Good evening, we're climbing through flight level 210 up to flight level 360.
Bamboo 101, Ho Chi Minh Control identified. Good evening.
Ho Chi Minh Control, good evening, Vietnam Airlines 749 Whiskey Heavy, maintaining flight level 390.
Vietnam Airlines 749 Whiskey, Ho Chi Minh Control identified. Good evening. Vietnam Airlines 7168 radar contact.
Ho Chi Minh Control, mixed 820, flight level 360.
Mixed 820 radar contact.
Ho Chi Minh Control, Vietjet 861, flight level 330.
61 radar contact.
Down to flight level 140. Cleared for the Sunway arrival into Da Nang. Vietnam, Airline 1912.
And maintain flight level 140. Cleared for the Sunway arrival into Da Nang.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached cruising altitude. We will begin our snack and drink service shortly. Today we have some delightful options for you, including our delicious chicken curry and the tasty vegetarian spring rolls. After the service, we will also have articles from the Bamboo Airways shop available for you to browse. Thank you for flying with us, and we hope you enjoy your meal.
311. Descend and maintain flight level 240.
Descending to flight level 240, Jeju Air 2311.
101. Contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.1.
Switching to Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.1. Bamboo. Ho Chi Minh Control, Bamboo 101. Good evening, maintaining flight level 360.
Bamboo 101. Ho Chi Minh Control. Identified. Good evening.
Singapore 222, Ho Chi Minh Control, identified. Good evening.
Bamboo 101. Ho Chi Minh Control. Expect the DHL to Juliet arrival. I'll have you descending in about 20 minutes. Feel free to ask if you'd like it sooner.
Expect the Dollar 2 Juliet arrival. Bamboo 101.
Sierra Oscar Kilo Alpha November. Chance on that approach. Cafe 767.
Ocean Control, this is DBR243 at flight level 190, approximately 44 miles short of LKH.
Overlay Bravo Romeo 243, Ho Chi Minh Control, good evening.
Good day, Vietnam Airlines, flight 403, maintaining flight level 320.
Vietnam Airlines 403, Ho Chi Minh Control, identified. Good evening. Asiana 731 Heavy, descend altitude 10,000 feet.
Descend altitude 10,000 feet, Asiana 731 Heavy. Control, Asiana 731 Heavy, request descent to 2,500. Departure, King Air 5974 Alpha, at 5,000 feet, climbing to 6,000 feet.
King Air 5974 Alpha, Ho Chi Minh Control, radar contact. Climb flight level 230.
Climb flight level 230. King Air 74 Alpha.
King Air 74 Alpha, climb and maintain flight level 260. Doverlay 243, contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 134.05.
Descend 10,000 feet, QNH 1009 on Vietnam Airlines 403.
Switching to Ho Chi Minh Control 134.05, Doverlay 243.
Ho Chi Minh Control, Cafe 767 with you at flight number 360.
Vietnam Airlines 403, request descent. Descent via Dial 2 Golf into Tanson at Vietnam Airlines 403.
Bamboo 101, ready to descend.
Bamboo 101, descend via Dial to Juliet into Tan Son Nhat.
Descend via Dala 2 Juliet into Tan Son Nhat. Bamboo 101.
Thai in vicinity of airport. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant speaking. We have now left our cruising altitude and have begun our approach to Tan Son Nhat. Please return to your seats and ensure your seatbelts are securely fastened. I must also inform you that the use of the lavatories is no longer permitted at this time. Thank you for your cooperation as we prepare for landing.
Broken at 1600 feet. Temperature 28. Dew point 26. QNH 1010. Density altitude 1600 feet. Arriving and departing runways 25 left, 25 right. Transition level 190. Bird activity in vicinity of airport. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information line. Tan Son Nhat International Airport, information line. 1630 Zulu.
Learjet Yankee Bravo Golf, climb and maintain flight level 400.
Visibility 6.
Climb into 400 Yankee Bravo Golf.
1600 feet. Temperature 28. Dew point 26. QNH 1010. Density altitude 1600 feet. Arriving and departing runways 25 left, 25 right. Transition level 190. Bird activity in vicinity of airport. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information line. Tan Son Nhat International Airport, information line. 1630 Zulu. Wind 190 at 4. Visibility 6. Sky conditions, broken at 1600 feet. Temperature 28. Dew point 26. QNH 1010. Density altitude 1600 feet. Arriving and departing runways 25 left, 25 right. Transition level 190. Bird activity in vicinity of airport. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information line. Tan Son Nhat International Airport, information line. 1630 Zulu.
766.
Cathay 766, climb and maintain flight level 350.
350, Cathay 766.
Bamboo 101. Descent. Altitude 11,000. QN 1010.
Descending to 110, QNH 1010, Bamboo 101.
Climb to flight level 260, King Air 74 Alpha. Climb to flight level 260, King Air 74 Alpha.
Cathay 766 is with you, climbing to flight level 160.
Cathay 766, Ho Chi Minh Control, roger. Fuzhou, QNH 1008.
Hotel 0. 1. Contact. Johnson. Yacht. Approach on 126. Decimal. Bearing. 5.
126.35, Bamboo 61, Bamboo 101. Good day, bye-bye.
Richard 28. 2.26. QN8.
Bamboo 101, information mic. Descending to 11000.
Bamboo 101, Tan Son Yacht approach identified. Good evening, Tan Son Yacht QNH 1010. Expect the ILS runway 25 left approach into Tan Son Yacht.
Tan Son approach, November 6518 Yankee, ready for descent.
Expect the ILS approach runway 25 left into Junction Yacht QNH 1011, Bamboo 101.
November 6518 Yankee, say requested altitude for descent.
Disregard, my mistake. I didn't mean to say to descent.
TFDI-1, contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.1.
TFDI-1 request disregard.
767 request to stay on the arrival.
Cathay 767, continue on the Doll 2 Golf arrival.
Cathay 767 will co-maintain and establish. I'll let you know when I'm on the island.
Descent 2,500 until established. Clear ILS, runway 25 left. Cathay 767 heavy.
Cathay 767, contact Tanzania Tower on 118.7.
Contact tower 118.7, Cathay 767 heavy.
Bamboo 101, proceed direct Tango Sierra
Captain,
416.
cabin is ready.
Descend altitude 2000 until established on the localizer.
Ladies
Cleared
and
for the
gentlemen,
ILS runway
as we begin
25
our
left
final
approach.
approach into Ho Chi Minh City, please turn off your electronic device.
Proceed direct Tango Sierra 416, descend to 2000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS approach runway 25 left, Bamboo 617.
Our Bamboo Airways staff will provide you with information regarding your connecting flights once we are on the ground. Thank you for your cooperation.
Items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat center. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Hands on net departure. Cathay Pacific 7032, ready to copy IFR.
1 second while I grab the paperwork. Trans World 362, climb flight level 280.
Climb flight level 280, Trans World 362 head.
Singapore 186, contact Tansan Knot Tower on 118.7.
1187, Singapore 186.
Call has departure, Vietnam Island 471, straight off of speed, 4,000 feet.
Vietnam Airlines 471, roger, climb and maintain 14,000 Ho Chi Minh QNH 1010.
Climb and maintain 14,000 feet, Vietnam Island 471.
Vietnam Airlines 471, climb and maintain flight level 070. Cathay 767, contact Tansan Nat Tower on 118.7.
118.7, Cathay 767, good day.
Scooter 306, contact Tansan Nat Tower on 118.7.
Tower on 118.7, 306.
TFDI-1, climb flight level 280.
280, TFDI-1.
Vietnam Airlines 978, descend altitude 7,000 feet.
Descend 7,000, Vietnam Airlines 978.
Roger, please. Barrow Red 1010 says seatbelts on. Minimum 341 set. Our back off function no 7 on Roger, please commit.
2,500.
Jet 319er, contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.1. Over to Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.1, each via Jet 319er. Bamboo 101, contact Tamson Knot Tower on 118.7.
118.7, Bamboo 101.
Approaching the birds, 25 left, clear to land, 767.
Cathay 767, welcome to Tan Son Yat. Contact ground on 121.6. Clear Jet 6 Bravo Lima. Contact departure. Over departure, 78 Bravo. 35, Ray 6 Bravo Lima. Ho Chi Minh departure, Clear Jet 86 Bravo Lima is climbing to 3004 on the departure. Vietnam Airlines 781, contact departure.
Please take seat for landing.
Vietnam Airlines 132, contact
Cabin
departure.
crew, take seats for landing.
Vietnam.
Bamboo 101 on final runway 25 left.
Cathay 767, welcome to Tan Son Nhat. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Cathay 767, good day.
Bamboo 101, Tan Son Nhat Tower, wind 190 at 4, runway 25 left, cleared to land.
Clear to land runway 25 left, Bamboo 101.
Chelsea 1, contact departure. Departure.
Please advise departure frequency.
Landing checklist, EKMMO, landing no go, landing checklist complete.
Welcome to Tan Son Nhat. Contact ground on 121.9er.
121.9, let's get 306.
Cathay 766, contact departure.
Faster, Cathay 766.
Korean Air 476 holding short runway 25 right, ready for departure.
Korean Air 476, winds 190 at 4, runway 25 right, cleared for takeoff.
25 right, cleared for takeoff, Korean Air 476.
Transworld 178, contact departure. Roger, switching departure, Transworld 178 Heavy.
Minimum. Continue.
Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow.
40.
Too
30,
low. Terrain.
20. Retard. 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 Retard.
Spoiler reverse rain diesel. Heading on check.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 12 a.m. and it's currently about 28 degrees Celsius.
Bamboo 101. Welcome to Tanzania. Contact ground on 121.6.
Ladies and
121.6 Bamboo 101.
down, and oh, what a landing it was. I must say it was quite smooth, almost like butter on toast. Now, as we taxi to our gate.
Bamboo 101, we are is clear up at runway 25 left. Request taxi to gate.
City. Did you know that it was originally named Saigon and is known for its vibrant street food scene? You can find delicious pho and banh mi around every corner. The weather
Bamboo
here is quite
101.
lovely, with a
Taxi
temperature
to
of
International
28 degrees
11
Celsius,
via
a
Sierra
gentle
7
breeze from the
Victor.
south,
Good day.
and no precipitation in sight.
Taxi to International 11 via Sierra 7 Victor. Good day, Bamboo 101.
Colleagues Lin, Min, and Hoa, thank you for flying with Bamboo Airways today. We hope you enjoyed your flight and wish you a fantastic time in Ho Chi Minh City.
Vietnam Airlines 408, give way to the Vietjet A320 on your left.
We'll give way to the Vietjet A320, Vietnam Airlines 408.
Tanzania ground, good evening, Singapore 749 Heavy. Information Sierra Gate 16, request IFR clearance to Hanoi, Noi Bai.
1 second while I grab the paperwork.
All aircraft be advised, information echo is now current. QNH 1010.
Tanzania ground, Korean Air 8761. I have echo, I'm ready to taxi.
All aircraft, information Quebec is now current. QNH 1009er.
Ground, Cathay 1518, ready to taxi.
Emirates 393 request pushback.
Emirates 393, push and start approved.
Push and start approved. Emirates 393.
393, ready to taxi.
Emirates 3903, taxi to runway 25 left via Victor Sierra.
25 left via Victor Sierra, Emirates 3903.
ViaJet 822 request pushback.
ViaJet 822, push and start approved.
Push and start approved. ViaJet 822.
Vietnam Airlines 31 contact tower on 118.7.
Switching to tower, Vietnam Airlines 31.
All aircraft information Quebec is now current. QNH 1010.
Antonac ground, Transworld 178 Heavy at gate 76, requesting pushback and engine start. Push and start approved facing west, Transworld 178 Heavy.
Emirates 3903 contact tower on 118.45.
Over to tower, Emirates 3903.
ViaJet 822 ready to taxi.
ViaJet 822, taxi to runway 25 right via Sierra 5, cross runway 25 left at your discretion. All aircraft be advised, information November is now current. QNH 1010.
We have now parked at the gate here at Tan Son Nhat International Airport. On behalf of Captain Viet Bong Vey, First Officer Can Tran, and the entire crew, including my lovely colleagues Lin, Min, and Hoa, we wish you a wonderful stay here in Ho Chi Minh City or safe travels to your next destination. Thank you for flying with Bamboo Airways today. We hope you enjoyed your flight and look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye and take care.